Nope. Hey, someone help me. Help me. Oh, hey, didn't quite see you there. Hey, Chongo, let me grab this from you one sec. Thank you. So now that I have a camera, I'm gonna talk a little bit about my childhood. So it all started May 6, 1998 in Ganywa, Ivory Coast at 8 p.m. When my mother was watching her favorite TV show, I was crying out to see the world. Eventually, my wish was fulfilled 6 hours later at 2 a.m. As a baby, I was always very disruptive, and all my mother says I did my first couple of years on this earth with eat, poop, cry, and I used to always fight my older siblings. I always thought I was right about everything, even in situations where I was clearly wrong. I'd start an argument every single chance I got. Fighting was kind of my thing, and I was kind of good at it. As you can tell, I was very stubborn and always wanted things my way, and I usually got what I wanted. I was definitely a trouble child. I used to think I was some type of daredevil, and me and my friends would always end up getting ourselves hurt. I remember there was this huge hill, and cars had trouble getting down this hill. And of course, my favorite hobby was going down this hill on my bike, full speed. Another hobby of ours was going to this old man's house, and he had a yard where he planted a bunch of mango trees, and we'd climb those mango trees and steal all these mangoes. I don't know how, but he'd always be able to catch us somehow. He'd always manage to figure out that we were there, and we'd always run down once we saw him, and we just start booking it. And obviously, he's an old man, so we're faster than him, and we'd always manage to get away from him and bring the mangoes back home, sit down, relax, and eat our mangoes. Growing up, my father lived and worked in the United States as a fisherman. And whenever he was off season, he'd go down to visit us back down in Africa. So I really got to see my father as a kid. I lived with my uncle, and I looked up to him as a father figure in my life until I was 8 years old when I moved down to New York from Ivory Coast. I lived in New York for a couple months, and then I moved down to Des Moines, Washington, which is sort of by SeaTac. Even though I didn't speak English, I was always the loudest kid in my class. I was really talkative and really friendly, which sometimes was disruptive to the class, and I would get in trouble for this. I was a really huge fan of sports, especially basketball and soccer. Even though I was one of the worst players on my basketball team, I thought I was better than everyone, and I grew a passion for basketball. I also grew a passion for singing and dancing after Michael Jackson's death. In fact, Michael Jackson was all I listened to, and I would do his dance at the worst possible times, at the most random times. I would just be walking down the hallway and you just see me dancing because, I mean, it's what I love to do, and I do it every single chance I got. And yeah, that's basically ASB was a big part of my life in middle school, but going into freshman year, I thought I needed to start off new, and I thought I was too cool for ASB, so I never ran. Back in middle school, I used to love going to school. Like, I had a passion for it. It's kind of weird, but I did. And freshman year, I found myself not loving school as much. So I thought ASB was what I was missing. So I was like, okay, so I'm going to run my sophomore year. And my sophomore year, I ended up having surgery twice. And I missed out on the ASB elections, which was at the end of the year. And I told myself that, it's okay. I'm just going to run my junior year. And junior year, I was planning on doing running start and attending TCC full time, so I never ran. But running start didn't work out because my counselor said that it wouldn't be a very smart move to go on full time without transportation, and I didn't have a car at that time. And finally, after all the attempts, I finally ran for ASB my senior year, and I got in, and it's been a really fun experience, and I'm glad that I at least got 1 year in ASB. Yeah.
So as a kid, I had umbilical hernia, and my sophomore year, I decided to get surgery on it. All right, so sophomore year, I ended up having surgery twice. And because I had surgery twice, this had a great effect on my grades. I ended up missing about 50 days of school. And I mean, well, if you miss out 50 days of school, obviously that's not gonna do the best thing for your grades. So that's where it really hurt me. And I ended up being able to recover from that because Mr. Horn, and well, I guess a good example, he was very helpful. In fact, he'd send me my homeworks. Like he'd send me my homeworks online and I'd be able to complete it, or he'd give it to a couple of my friends and they'd be able to give it to me. And yeah, and that really helped me out. And I ended up passing this class with over 100% because of all the extra credit stuff that I did. All right, so I'm actually at work right now. Don't worry, no one's watching me. And sorry, Mrs. Hathaway, I decided to do this last minute. And but I wanted to talk about an experience that I think really shaped me into being the person I am today. And this was back to freshman year. My mother got a call one morning before I went to school, and she came down to my room and she told me that my uncle has passed away. And knowing beforehand, my uncle was basically the person that raised me until I was at the age of 10, and this actually really devastated me. And I wouldn't really talk to anybody, even my closest friends I wouldn't talk to. It was just me, myself, and my headphones. I had my headphones on every day, and I just walk around the hallways with my headphones on. And I learned from this experience. You can go. It's okay, dude. Sorry if I'm getting too deep into this, but from this experience, I learned that really cherish every moment that I have with everyone and every moment that I have in this world, because I wouldn't really keep in touch with my uncle. I wouldn't talk to him in months, and that's what I really learned, and that's what I really regret. All right, so my favorite ASB moment is definitely all the times where we had conflict with administration, and also all the leadership conferences that we attended, because I've actually learned a lot from that. I've learned a lot about how to be a better person and how to influence people around me a lot, and I really cherish that. All right, so my future plans for the next couple of years is I'm gonna go to TCC for 2 years, and I'm gonna study and take all my core classes and get my associate's degree from there. And then I'm gonna move on to WSU and major in computer science, because over the summer last year, I was an intern for the police department, working with computers, working with the IT department, and I've learned a lot from this, and I've realized that this is really actually interesting and really something that I want to do with my life, and I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna pursue it. Where I see myself in the next 10 years is I see myself with a stable job, beautiful wife, and one kid. Yeah, and yeah, just living life, being happy, because it's my goal. I wish I would have wrestled. Ran track, and played football, and also did ASB all 4 years of my high school experience. Yeah, that's the only thing I really regret.
So my advice to everyone is don't wear socks with sandals. See right here, I'm wearing that. Yep, okay. Let's go. And also, don't wait till the last minute to do all your work. And befriend Cody, because that's a nice dude right here. Yeah. Although it's had its ups and downs, the last few chapters of my life have been incredible. the last 4 years at Stadium have been incredible, and I'm just ready to move on to the next chapter. So let's get it.
Hey. Got anything, Jay?